Hello, this is Bill with the Wilderness Hiker. I'm here in an abandoned campground. You kind of see it's pretty much gone. It's been flooded so many times they gave up on it. But it's a pretty cool place to explore, so come on, let's go look and explore. This is the river bottom on a bend of the river. The river's to the left, in front, all the way down that trail, and to the right. There's a rock ledge over there. There's a little rock bluff right here along the shore of the river. Follow the shoreline. This is quite a view of the river, where the river snaked back up on itself. Round bends, oxbows, see all different curves of the river. Time to set up a tent. I'm going to set a tent right here. Feel better for a tent with some rocks gone. See how quick this goes. Here's a trail. I'm going to go explore it. I don't know which trail this is. Seems out of place to the other trails, but that's really cool. I didn't expect to find one here. This is more of the Elk River hiking trail. I found some of the markers. It snakes a lot. I never realized how much. This is a totally different way to get back into the middle of it. Anyway, I hardly ever explore this part. It's just kind of a passing through area, so pretty cool. This is the X marks the spot camp. Really close. It's all coming back to me. It just looks so different when you see it from a different angle. These woods are so complex. It's amazing. Beautiful place, and you know you can go right back that way and you find something placed a whole different. There's a field over there which is really nice, but you can't do a fire there because you get a really big fire going. And here's the X. This is the X in the trail. The X marks the spot X. Big, giant X in the rocks. Pretty cool, but this is wow, I didn't think I was going to find this today. The sun's about to set. It's a beautiful night, and I'm in this odd, strange place right on the trail, coming in it from a backwards way I didn't even imagine. Hello, this is Bill with the Wilderness Hiker. I'm down here on the Elk River. It's an area I haven't explored too much. I'm going to explore the shoreline. So this here is an old abandoned road. People used to drive through here, obviously not anymore. So come on, let's go. Let's check this place out. This is a tangled mess down here on the river bottom. There's a semblance of a trail going through here. In the forest here, trail's a lot better here. All kinds of down trees. Probably don't want to camp here. I don't think there's going to be any high winds, but hey, don't need to be in the middle of a bunch of down trees and have a wind hit some of them. This is a path right down to the river. Comes right down here. and goes right down there. The Elk River, a little bit of ice on it. I'm gonna come back with the canoe. Looks like it's gonna be a pretty hard hike following the shoreline, but I'll see what I can do. Plan is to be an ultralight expedition. Well, it's just a hack through the bush expedition. Bushwhacking through this jungle. If it was any more, it would take a machete to get through here. But hey, why not? Here's another little place going up to the river. Wow, that is a pretty steep down, and something has crawled up this path. Not a person, I don't think. Well, keep following these little paths around the river bottom here. This used to be part of the river, and then it wasn't. It's constantly changing. These big trees are not old, they're cottonwoods. They don't live long. They fall down in the wind. You see how many of them have fallen down. This is a downfall in trees. So I'm not gonna camp under these trees, and wouldn't want to be here in a heavy wind because stuff is always falling down. I'm bushwhacking this river bottom. It's a pretty cool place. This is an exploration trip. It started out as an ultralight backpacking trip. I went to one trail and it just wasn't going to work, and I looked at another and that wasn't going to work. So I came here and I hiked in a completely different place. Got up on a hill, like, oh, this is where the trail doubles back. So this is try 4. I'm down here in this wilderness bottom, and my plan is to hit that shoreline up there and explore that today. So see how that goes. Come on, let's have a good time. The woods are full of birds. They're up there in the trees. It's hard to see them in a GoPro. They're chirping, the crow in the background. Yesterday was dead silence. Today, there's birds. So the birds obviously find something in these woods here to live off of. Getting close to the shoreline again. There's some incredible brush. See if it's possible to get to the shoreline. Which trail to take? Get up here. There is the little inlet from the river. And it comes up here. And right here is water and brush. And I wonder if it's crossable. This is a place I've got to explore to find a crossing, which might be over here. And I am trying to cross all this washed out stuff. There's water, a pond over there, and a pond over there. And I think somewhere underneath all this, there's probably some more water, and mud. But right over there is dry ground if I can make it. This camera tripod is a trekking pole. It's done that before. Yep, I got in the water. Got one wet foot, but not completely soaked. Well, this would be easy if I didn't have camping gear and cameras. I made it past the water. Right up there, I get away from the logs. Here's the shoreline. This is still the swampy river shoreline. The water goes up and down and up and down. And you can see up the hill, it's a whole different thing, the cliff bend and all of that. So I got to get to over there to the next shoreline. And I think go up the hill is the thing to do. Here's something of a trail down here. Doesn't really go anywhere. More of this little Oxbow Lake inlet that connects to the river. That's the river out there. And up there is a shoreline, which is rocky, and then there's more river bottom. And out there is an island. There's several islands here. And I hope to come back with a canoe and explore them. This is the stuff I just crossed. There's really slow tangle up mess, but the alternatives are go down there to the next pond or go further up there, and I don't know if there's a clear way across or not. It'd be a long way up and a lot more bushwhacking. Going to head back this way and head out that way. There's some more swampy river inlet. This came from some kind of an oxbow lake that's sort of gone and sort of connected to the river. Here's a cliff. This is all the debris coming off the cliff, and still got flood debris mixed in. Be easier walking up there. Okay, lunchtime. This is quite an adventure. And I'm right here, beautiful exploration place. Haven't made hardly any distance, and I'm super glad I have this ultralight backpack. It'd be even lighter if it wasn't for camera gear, but hey. And right over there is the cliff band, and right down there is the lake, or not the lake, the river. It's going to get to the lake. There is the river. There's the cliff band. So it's time for lunch, and this is my stuff that I made up the other day for ultralight backpacking cooking. So you want to do backpacking, cooking, ultralight, check out the other video. This is below the cliff band, follows a lot of this side of the lake and this side of the river. So that's a river, and it just goes around that island there. There's an actual cave up here. It's not the only cave here, but I haven't seen this one before. This would be a place to shelter, I guess, in a storm. Didn't have tents. Wow, this is lots of stuff to trip on here. This is a cave. Got this loose block and an overhang and quite a feature right there. But you only find these when you go looking and have to scramble through some more brushy stuff here, but not too bad. Compared to everything else, this isn't bad at all. A few briars. Get the briars out of the way. So I guess this is a path. Or was that a beaver? Looks like a beaver did that. The beavers live here, but they don't make dams. Guess it really doesn't make sense to make a dam. The flood would come along and wipe the dam out, and this follows all the way up there. More. Doesn't look like it's good traveling down below right now. There's some more rock formations and the river down there below. Here's a little side canyon. This is a weakness in the cliff band. There's a scramble up there. So there's places like this you can get up and down. And up inside there, there's a trail. So you could find the trail if you wanted to get back, not following the river shore. And following this cliff band, there's a little bit of flood debris up here. This lake can get really high. A couple years ago, it was 31, 32 feet above normal. I think it's about normal right now. Pretty close. There are trip objects everywhere here. There's a cliff band, there's this trail, and the river, trying not to trip on loose logs and stuff. Back to the better trail. There is a trail in here, pretty good one here. There's another cave. And I'm going to explore it, see what's inside here. So this one doesn't have a top. It's just a little canyon. There's lots of those around here. You could scramble out up on that and follow this back around here. Just more loose blocks everywhere. Wow, and this just keeps going. Yeah, this is pretty bushwhacky back here. Then it comes out up here. There's a little scramble place right there. The cliff is getting lower, and I think I'm about to join my trail. And you could climb up the cliff right over there, and I'm gonna go back on that little trail. You see I have the backpack. That's because it has all my camping supplies and all my survival gear. So since I'm exploring, I want to have full equipment so I can take care of everything. I don't want to get separated from anything. That's just a safety thing of keeping all your gear with you, at least survival gear. There's an inlet here for a creek, and there's a river and the island. The island's big. You can look at them on the map. They're always changing. Now I'm back in the woods. That's the drainage to leads to that other little body of water. I don't know if I can make it around here today. It would almost take a whole nother day to finish exploring this shoreline. So maybe another trip, or maybe that's for the canoe. This certainly will help with the canoe. If I head back up that way, I can head all the way up, and there's a trail through here I'm very familiar with, and once I find it, it's pretty easy going. I've got my backpacking gear and all my gear just for safety. It's my survival gear, and since I'm not going to go back the way I came, I'm glad I have it with me. So going to go down and check out this drainage and head up the hill and see what's there inside the forest. And this stuff is loose, of course. Loose rocks, loose sticks, flood debris. Somewhere up there I'll get out of the flood debris. I made it up the hill from the shoreline. I'm back in the woods on the trail. Been on this trail 100 times. This is familiar. It's the first time I've ever gone down that shoreline. It's a pretty cool exploration, and of course when you're exploring things, they just don't go by plan, which is of course what to expect, but it's fun. And I will go down the other shoreline another time. I'll have to hike in from a different place, and we'll take the canoe down here. In the meantime, if you want to go exploring like this and you're a beginner, go someplace that's easy. If you can get your friends, take them with you. There's safety in numbers. Usually I'm by myself. I invite my friends, and they say they want to go, and they make every excuse in the world. The only excuse I haven't heard yet is I have to wash my cat. I suppose somebody has scheduled to wash their cat, and they'll make that as an excuse. It's too cold, it might rain, it's just who knows what it is. But this is wonderful. It's just invigorating. It's healthy to be out here in the woods, breathing fresh air. It just clears the mind. So anyway, I'm heading back to the car, so heading that way now. If you like this video, click the like button, leave a comment. If you click that little bell, you'll get a notice every time a new video comes out.